Mom, there were so many things I never knew how to say to you. Some of them were painful, some of them were loving, and some I only understood after becoming a woman myself. When I was younger, I thought mothers were supposed to feel safe, warm, emotionally steady, like a place you could rest. But as I got older, I realized something heartbreaking. Many mothers were never allowed to become soft themselves. They spent their whole lives surviving, carrying responsibility, suppressing emotions, holding families together while slowly losing themselves. And maybe that happened to you too. Growing up, I often wanted comfort from you, gentleness, understanding, encouragement. I wanted to feel emotionally protected. But sometimes, instead of feeling comforted, I felt pressure, criticism, distance, expectation. And as a daughter, that feeling stays inside the body for a very long time. Because when a little girl feels emotionally misunderstood by her mother, she slowly learns to hide parts of herself. She becomes careful, hyper-aware, emotionally guarded, always trying to avoid disappointment. And without realizing it, she grows into a woman who constantly questions her own worth. For years, I carried that feeling quietly. I became strong on the outside, capable, responsible, independent. But deep inside, there was still a part of me asking one painful question. Why did love sometimes feel so hard? And Mom, for a long time, I only saw my pain. I only saw the ways I felt unsupported, the ways I wished things had been different. But now that I'm older, I see you differently. I no longer only see my mother. I see a woman who probably carried her own wounds, her own disappointments, her own loneliness, her own emotional exhaustion. I see someone who may have spent her entire life trying to survive a world that never really taught women how to heal. And honestly, that realization changed me. Because sometimes our mothers hurt us, not because they didn't love us, but because pain was the only emotional language they were taught. That doesn't erase the hurt, but it explains the silence, the sharp words, the emotional distance, the inability to say, I'm proud of you, I understand you, I see your pain. Mom, there were moments I desperately needed emotional softness, but maybe you were never given softness either. Maybe nobody ever held you emotionally. Maybe nobody taught you that women deserved rest too, that women deserved tenderness too, that mothers were human too. And maybe, generation after generation, women simply passed down survival instead of healing. But I don't want that cycle anymore. I don't want pain to be the only inheritance. I want healing to begin somewhere, even if it begins with me. So now, I'm learning something different. I'm learning that healing is not pretending nothing happened. Healing is looking at the pain honestly, without letting it poison your future. It's learning to hold compassion and boundaries at the same time. It's understanding without abandoning yourself. And maybe that is what becoming emotionally mature really means. Not blaming forever, not suppressing forever, but seeing clearly. There are still things I wish had been different. There are still moments I grieve quietly. But there is also something else now. Compassion. Because I know now that women carry invisible pain the world rarely notices. And many mothers were drowning emotionally while still trying to function every day. I understand that now more than I did before. And maybe that understanding is helping me become softer too. Not weaker, softer. The kind of softness that does not destroy itself to love others. The kind of softness that still has boundaries. The kind that says, I can acknowledge my pain without becoming consumed by it. So, Mom, I don't need perfection anymore. I don't need us to rewrite the past. But I do want peace, real peace. The kind that comes when a daughter finally stops trying to earn the love she should have never needed to earn. Because deep down, I know now that both of us were simply women, trying to survive life the best way we knew how. And despite everything, I hope healing reaches both of us someday. Not loudly, not dramatically, but gently, like sunlight slowly entering a room that has been closed for a very long time.